alongside my partner, Charles Davis.
They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Chiefs take over.
So here are the Chiefs now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved his consistency throughout the season. Always good, occasionally spectacular. But right now, he's on the outside of that MVP. He'll need a bunch of those down the stretch in order to win the award.
Looking left side, he's got it, complete. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Wilson.
Give them 22 there on the third down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved. Last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
$13 yards remaining on second down. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
It's third down and 13.
Third and long. It's Wilson. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up fourth. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. On first down, Callahan. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. He can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
A gain of 2.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
From just shy of midfield, Brady. That's complete to John Ross.
He's gonna make everything
and touchdown! John Ross, touchdown number 22 on the season. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Thomas. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down.
Chiefs.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That one good for 12 yards and a Kansas City first.
A gain of 12. And a first down, Chiefs.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And this...
They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
A gain of 14. First down, Kansas City.
Now it's Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Number 81.
12 more yards there and another first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's Swift. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
In most goal line situations, defensive tackles are just trying to hold the line, hold their ground, and let the other guys roam and make the play. But in this situation, he's able to push his way into the backfield and disrupt that play for a loss.
On 2nd and goal, Wilson steps away to his left. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to run. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a first down. They had things a little spread out there with 4 wide receivers, and it opened up a running hole.
Yeah, not only do you get better running lanes because you are spread out, oftentimes when defenses see 4 wide receivers, they substitute in extra defensive backs, so you're blocking smaller personnel. That gives your running back a nice chance downfield against that type of a defense.
Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver, that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. It takes 2 to tango.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And it's caught. Touchdown. Tom Brady with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. And his guys have taken the lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays.
Black Knights 14. Chiefs 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Thomas. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
And now here comes Kansas City. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. We're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score.
Chiefs 7.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
2-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. The Chiefs on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
To number 88. It's a gain of 6. And a first down, Chiefs.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And out of bounds right around the 20. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Third down. And
the Chiefs on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller, since that the screen pass was available, whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
To throw again is Wilson. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. From 3 yards out. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. And the kick here is good with a penalty flag down as well. And they may have run into him after the kick went away.
Come on now.
So 5 yards for running into. Lucky it wasn't 15 for roughing.
No doubt about it, because they protect the kickers and the guys holding the ball almost as much as they protect quarterbacks in the pocket. They don't want those types of injuries.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Callahan. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the block.
It's Dillon.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, area there of 15 yards.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have...
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. John Ross with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And his guys are going to take the lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Well, the defender likes it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards there, a big one. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting room. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 18-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Complete to Travis
That
Kelsey.
catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Pick up on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Here's Wilson to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Jaron Reed able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. This from 36 yards out.
A 36-yard attempt.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And that'll bring him back within 4.
Makes the score Black Knights 21.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
On 2nd down, Dillon. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
4A. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On play action, now Brady. He'll buy some time right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll run here with Dobbins. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, there's an example of patience being rewarded. Ran the ball on first down and got stuffed. Most people would scream, throw the ball here. In this situation, they stayed with their roots, stayed with running the football, and they got rewarded.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady sliding out of the pocket. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Dillon. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal. At the Chiefs' 3-yard line.
Buying time to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
This defense has held on so far. Now from the 3, this is 3rd and goal. They'll try and pound it in with Dillon. Yeah, he is marked down right about on top of that imaginary yellow line, but they say he's a bit short. The offense is going to stay out there. We'll see what the play call is. They need to find the right one here on 4th and goal. They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the ball's going to be going back to the Chiefs. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right, except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
Down, Chiefs.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the home team who are out in front. Carson Wentz lighting things up. 3 touchdown passes there. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Nick Chubb has a touchdown run. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sony Michel, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. In the game you're watching, it's who else? Tom Brady with a strong first half. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. John Ross and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here, third quarter. We'll see what else he has in store for us. On 2nd and 7, Brady got his man complete over the middle. That's Norton. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 11 yards there, first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
On play action, it's Brady. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Throw complete right side to Cooks. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
First down, Chiefs.
From the gun, here's Swift. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
On 2nd and a couple, Wilson. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Gain of 11 on the
11 yards there, first down.
Kansas City.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, Monte Nicholson picks it.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 37 yards.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down with Akers. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
And it's complete to Kelsey. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play.
And the 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
The wide receiver.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the Jets sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Once again, it's Swift. And some room to roam now. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 32-yard line.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker, that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive. They stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. A 3rd quarter now, a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10.
At the 25-yard line.
From the gun, it's Brady. And quickly finding Rager. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That's good.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook. but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
On the carry.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Brady's throw there complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
1st and 10.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that poster out there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Play action. Now it's Brady. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Brady will try again on 2nd down. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 28. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. On 1st down, Callahan. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They give to Dillon out of the gun. 10. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
At their own 14.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A golden opportunity for them now following the interception. They need to try to at least get 3. Obviously, a touchdown puts them in a much more secure position. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Aaron Donald racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
3rd down.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Taking it about the 16. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. 4th quarter, they cling to a 3-point lead after the field goal a moment ago, and it's certainly a very critical drive with still a good chunk of time remaining. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now a carry for Dillon. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. He'll try and run it. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring it up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Wilson on the
great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Swift. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. A gain of
some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. First and 10, it's Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and it's a second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are going to jump back in front.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
To kick off.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Shotgun now for Brady. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Adrian Amos with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
48-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. After the interception, here's Wilson. Looking middle, and that's complete.
Wilson.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Wilson.
Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
The tackle made back at the 37-yard line.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Being chased down left, and he is out of bounds inside the 30. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. They run out of the gun with Swift. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
The ball carrier.
An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter, with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Wilson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jaron Reed in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Makes the score, Chiefs 30.
But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
A few better down a score in the 4th quarter than Tom Brady. This is 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He finds Ross right side. It's complete.
You gotta love it, baby. Give me some more.
Touchdown! John Ross with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So Russell Wilson in the offense. Down by 1. 65 seconds remaining. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Here's Wilson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
Intended for Dion.
You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Wilson to throw. Forced out to his left. He'll run it. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now Wilson. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
It's now 4th down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. That would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. And they take a knee.
And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the clock, and close this game out by 1 point. You talk about how many coaches we talked to? They all said the same. All I want to do is win by 1 point. That got tested in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception, and we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So for the home team here, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills.